Hello friends, welcome to your 20-minute push upper body workout. Today is day 3 of my Build 15 April challenge. All you need is a flat surface to work on a clear view of your screen and some weights. I'll pop my weights up here so you know what I'm working with. Otherwise, we have a warm-up and a cool down included, so let's get right into it. Alrighty, starting kneeling or sitting, I'm just showing you my back so you can see we're sweeping the arms up, really stretch, and then twist the hands so that your palms are facing away. Try and touch opposite elbow. Do it again. Good job, nice and slow, really mobilizing the shoulder joint here, getting the elbows also working a little bit. Amazing. Staying where you are, we're just gonna roll out that neck, really drawing a beautiful big circle. Dropping chin to chest, ear to shoulder, crown to floor. We can switch directions too. Amazing. Onto all fours, flying through here. We're going to thread the needle, so open up that chest, twisting the spine, lace it through. Hold for a second and switch it out. Really doing a quick warm up here just to mobilize as much of our upper body as we can. Amazing. Other side. Today's gonna be a lot of fun. We have 5 different groups to work through. We're not really repeating anything, so that's also something to look forward to. It's going to be nice and quick, but so effective. Great work. Alrighty, grab your heavy dumbbells. We have a 20-second break here. We're gonna start on our backs with some chest work. So I'm going quite heavy with my 10 kgs. They're about 22 pounds for your reference. So grab your dumbbells, meet me on the floor, feet bent, back pressed into the ground. Slight, bringing those elbows not 90 degrees, but maybe like 45 degrees out from the shoulder socket. And we're pressing up, slowly lower it down. Good job. Inhale as we lower and exhale as we press and squeeze the chest muscles together, almost like we have an egg and we want to crack it. Good job. Core nice and tight here. Inhale and exhale. Try not to hold your breath. And let her relax. All right, quick 15-second break. We're moving on to a close press now. So we're gonna have our palms facing each other, dumbbells touching like so, and we're gonna drop the dumbbells to our mid-chest and then push it back up. So same thing, keeping it nice and slow. Burning out that chest. Good job. Inhale down, exhale up. Keep it going. Now we're working quite quickly through these sets, so try and go heavy if you can, because we're only doing everything once, so I really want you to make the most of each thing. I'm dropping now to my 5 kgs. We're gonna do some flies. So still on your back, we're gonna have our dumbbells up in front of us, palms facing each other, slight bend in those elbows as we open up the arms, keep a bend in the elbows, and then squeeze it closed. Open and squeeze. Good job. I want you to do this nice and slow. You can easily just fly this out, but I want you to really make the most of every single inch of that movement. Good job. Your chest should be feeling nice and toasty if you're going heavy. Now, if you aren't familiar, how this program works is The workouts will get longer as the program continues. So we're starting with like 20 to 30 minutes, and then we're gonna work our way all the way up to like 40, 45-minute workouts, all within 2 weeks. Alrighty, moving on to some shoulders. You can either go stand up for this or stay on your knees or your shins. It's completely up to you. Standard shoulder press is next. Pop the weights up by the shoulders, press it up and down, keeping the ribs nice and tucked. Good job. Remember, our elbows aren't flaring 90 degrees out the shoulder socket. You're tucking them in just slightly. Good job. Pressing them up and control it down. Woo, she burns. And let her relax. Great job. All right, you can either be standing for this with a bent over position, or you can be kneeling in a bent over position. We're doing rear delt flies. So palms are facing down, slight bend in those elbows as we squeeze and lift the dumbbells to shoulder height. You should feel it here in the back of your shoulder, maybe even in the middle of your back. If you're doing the bent over, you're like this. All right, otherwise you can be kneeling with me. Now you don't want to go too heavy with these. If you're trying to use more than 10 kgs or 22 pounds, you could be compromising your form. So relax the shoulders away from the ears. Really control it up and down, especially down. Good job. Squeeze the rear delts. Alrighty, great work. Next up, let me try with the 5 kgs. I haven't done it with 5 kgs in a while. We are flipping our palms around and doing around the world. So slight bend in your elbows. Again, you can be standing for this. We're gonna make a big, beautiful circle up and slowly control it down. So our palms stay facing outwards the entire time. Nice and slow. Knitting your ribs down towards your hips. So as our arms come up, sometimes our ribs will flare because we're not keeping the core nice and tight. So really focus on that and try not to hold your breath. Great work, let it relax. All right, a little bit of a longer rest here. Moving on to some triceps. So tricep dips first. We are in a reverse tabletop position here, fingertips facing our ankles. Bring your feet nice and close, bending those elbows away and straighten. So almost trying to poke a hole in the back wall with those elbows. As you bend, touch the booty to the ground and straighten. Good job. Now the range of motion here really isn't a lot, but the burn should be quite good. As long as you're doing this slow, you should really, really feel those triceps. You can always elevate your hands onto something, but on the floor is just fine. Really warming them up and saying hello. And let her relax. Great job. Grab your dumbbells. I'm using my 5 kgs. Meet me on the ground, same way that we were doing the chest presses. Both dumbbells in hands, palms facing each other, keeping our elbows exactly where we are. We bend, drop the dumbbells towards your face nice and slow, and extend and straighten. Get that arm fully locked out. Good job. So again, we're not moving the arms. I want those elbows to be exactly in the same space. They are not moving whatsoever, but they are bending. Nice and slow. These are called skull crushes for a reason. We don't want any unfortunate accidents. Great work. All right, roll on up and grab a lighter weight. I'm grabbing my 2 kgs or my 4.5 pounds. Again, you can either be standing bent over for this, or you can be kneeling with a slight forward lean. Whatever you do, we are bringing that arm so that our elbow is higher than our back, and we are extending that arm. All right, so I don't want your arm down here. I want you to clear the height of your back. Extend. Good job. Really control this and feel the squeeze of your straight arm. You'll feel that tricep light up if you really focus on the top of that range of motion. Good job. Ooh, juicy triceps. Good job. Well done. I'm gonna do the other side, and then we'll have a bit of a longer break. How are we feeling so far? Got our chest working, we got some shoulders, we're getting the triceps. Really ticking all the boxes here. All right, forward lean in that torso, clear the height of your back, extend and straighten, squeeze, slowly lower back. Good job. Really trying to bring that pinky as close to the ceiling as possible. Good job. How straight can you get that arm? Whew. Well done. Take your longer rest. All right, dropping the weights for this next little section, we are just gonna focus on some push-ups, because push-ups are great for pretty much everything that we're working today: chest, triceps, and shoulders. Starting with hand release push-ups. You should know the drill if you've done my workouts before. Otherwise, you're in a strong plank on your knees or on your toes, dropping the chest to the ground, fully relax, lift your hands up for just a second, and then push it away. You can either be on your knees or your toes for this. I'm happy with either as long as your form is good. So keeping a nice strong core here. But the whole reason why hand release push-ups are so great is because it really forces you to activate your chest from a completely stationary motion. It's almost like the push-up equivalent of a deadlift. Obviously a deadlift is called a deadlift because you're lifting dead weight from the ground, right? So we are pushing up your body without using any momentum here, really building that chest strength. Let it relax. All right, we're gonna send our breathing out into a down dog position, really pressing that chest through the shoulders. Pike push-up, so hands nice and wide, about mat width apart. Send those elbows out. Drop the crown of the head to the mat and straighten. Again, nice and straight, nice and strong here. Going nice and slow. Working more of our shoulders, some triceps. No need to rush. These are very advanced. If you do need to drop, this is fine. I'd rather have you do a little bit of a pseudo pike push-up with the sit back if you get tired or your form falters. Otherwise, you're lifted. And let her relax. Alrighty, one more push-up variation. Nothing too crazy. We're just gonna do wide to narrow. So again, knees or toes. We're gonna start with our hands about mat width apart and do a push-up. Then we're gonna walk them in and do a tricep push-up with our triceps giving our ribs. All right, you can do the same thing on your knees if you need. Beautiful. I'm gonna show you a front on angle so you can kind of see. Wide, walk it in and close. Alrighty, keep it going. Strong plank push. And let it relax. Alrighty. Flying through this, how are we feeling? We have one last little tricep to work through. I'm gonna grab my 5 kgs here. You can be kneeling or standing for this, completely up to you. We're gonna do a front raise, but have our palms face away or up. All right, so palms facing up, slight bend in those elbows. We lift to shoulder height and down. I almost like to think like I'm scooping something. All right, so you can have a considerable amount of bend in that arm. They don't have to be straight, but lift up to shoulder height. Slowly lower back down. You should feel maybe a little bit of bicep, but actually a lot of chest, and maybe even some front of your shoulder. Keep it up and down. And let it relax. 2 more intervals before we cool down and the sweat towel comes out. Arnold press is next. We're gonna toast those shoulders one last time. So grab your dumbbells, have them up, palms facing you, twist it open, press it up, back down, and close. Again, remember what I told you about when we bring our arms above our heads, we're really trying not to flare those ribs out. So I want you to suck it all in, keep your rib knitted towards your hip. Good job. Takes practice, but it makes all the difference. Push to the end. Let it relax. Are we ready for our final exercise? You can either use 1 or 2 dumbbells here. Using 2 will be harder. You can use 1. If you use 1, hold it like this. If you use 2, you can grab them like this. Overhead tricep extensions, just like so. So try and keep your elbows again stationary. I don't want them to drop and come forward and drop and come forward. We want to keep it nice and steady. I'm gonna use 1 here. Get that arm nice and straight as you extend that dumbbell overhead. Good job. And let it relax. Well done, friends. How are we feeling? Should be feeling well and toasted all throughout our chest, shoulders, and triceps. We're gonna do a little bit of a cool down here, nothing too long, so don't quick out. You deserve this. Bring arm up and over, grab opposite elbow with opposite hand, and just gently pull over to the side. You should feel a beautiful stretch here in your tricep. Get your breathing under control. And how are we feeling? 20 minutes, it's short, but I really love no repeat for this because I just feel like, especially if you go heavy, you really just give your all to one set and then move on and target that muscle in a different way. And it's a lot of fun. Like, I feel like these workouts really do fly by. Like, I can't believe it's been 20 minutes. Good job. Take some nice deep breaths. Great work. All right, coming onto our booties, walk your hands far behind you, fingertips facing away. Really draw those shoulder blades together, open that chest. And maybe rock side to side here. Feel a beautiful stretch across the front of your shoulders and in your chest. I'd love to know what did you feel the most? Like what was the hardest for you today? I feel like a lot of these exercises, you know, they are a good challenge, let's just say. All right, walking your hands nice and wide here. We're gonna drop the shoulder to the center, up and to the center. Hold it for just a second. Almost done. This is your last cool down exercise. And just like that, you have earned yourself a big round of applause and a massive pat on your back. How are we feeling? Day 3, if you're doing the challenge consecutively. I hope you are enjoying it so far. Do let me know what you think in the comments. If you did like today, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're just popping in for the day and you don't know who I am or you haven't done a workout with me before, please stick around. I post so many different types of workouts literally all the time, and I'd love to see your face again soon. Otherwise, thank you for showing off yourself today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day because you do deserve it. I'll see you very soon. Bye, friends.